When somebody, whether is jobless or has a job and has a house to live in, but his income is barely enough for himself and the family to provide like hand to mouth or to break even or barely to meet their ends, are they eligible for zakah? Yes, they are eligible for zakah. Who is not considered faqir or miskin? A person who doesn't have anything, whether for 6 months to cover their needs for 6 months or even less. So in this case, this person, if the person doesn't have anything, or if the person has a little bit that is sufficient for them for about 6 months, they're still eligible for zakah. But once the person have the means and has an income that is sufficient for them, and they make saving out of it, and they also have enough saving that reaches the nisab, the value of 85 grams of gold or 20 mithqal of gold, so they themselves pay zakah. In this case, they are not eligible for zakah. Others are eligible for zakah, those who do not have anything. Recently, you have been seeing millions of Muslims living in refugee camps, the Syrian brothers and sisters. And we have seen their own children dying and the elders freezing in the tents in this extremely terrible weather. So obviously those people are more worthy than a person who has a car and he has a property and he can sell it, but no, I'm not going to sell it, I'm waiting for a higher price to come or whatever. So the priorities also will determine who is more in need and eligible for zakah, respected system. Sometimes in the States, when we look around and it is a zakah time, we have people, he has a house, he has a car, but he doesn't have a job. So even though he has a house and has a car, but we pay them their zakah. Well, we also know that back home there are people who are homeless, who go to sleep without dinner. So is it permissible to ship the zakah overseas and to pay those people who are more in need? Absolutely yes. I would like to add, it is not the kind of job or the title which determines whether the person is eligible for zakah or not. Because wallahi, a person could be an MD, a doctor, and eligible for zakah. Whenever he is an honest and a trustworthy doctor, he graduated, he doesn't stretch out his hand to the haram or abortion cases or the unlawful cosmetic surgery, even if he's an anesthesiologist. He doesn't prescribe unnecessary medication so that the pharmaceutical company will pay him. So his salary is lesser than a salary of a teacher in elementary school. But Sheikh, he's a doctor. That's why I said the title does not mean anything, because he could be a doctor, he could be a headmaster, a headmistress, he could be a dean of a college, and he's eligible for zakah. So the financial status is what determines whether the person is eligible for zakah or not.